For more on this, the man who negotiated Canada's first trade agreement with the Americans, former trade negotiator Gordon Ritchie. Nice to see you, Gordon.
My pleasure, Molly.
Gordon, do you see an end in sight for these negotiations? We've been talking about them for a long time.
Well, it's a very tough position the American negotiators are in when they have a president flapping his mouth like that. Mr. Trump is an appallingly ignorant man when it comes to trade matters, at least. He's talking about the high tariffs on Canadian dairy, which represents the sum total of about 0.2% of our bilateral trade. Mm-hmm. And he wants to move to tariff-free trade with Canada. Guess what? 99-point-something% is already tariff-free, or was until he slapped on these foolish and, by the way, illegal tariffs on aluminum and steel. Mm-hmm. So the American negotiators have a tough row to hoe here. Now, the difficult problems have always been with Mexico, and particularly in the automotive sector. And those are being slowly worked through in Washington, and that's good news.
Gordon, should Canada be worried, though, that the U.S. might make a deal with Mexico that could actually hurt us or be used as a bargaining chip when they come back to the table?
No, I don't think so.
No?
There's talk of Mexico throwing Canada under the bus. Originally, it was Canada throwing Mexico under the bus. It doesn't really work that way. Mm. Mexico will have to sort out some things with the United States. And then there will be some things that are common to both countries, and those will be the final elements of the negotiation. And from where I'm sitting, I see a deal there on the table if the Americans are allowed to pick it up. And this could happen very quickly.
Gordon, what would be your advice for negotiators who are trying to navigate around President Trump and get a deal done?
Well, I have no advice for the Canadian negotiators. They're doing a splendid job. They're doing everything right as far as I can see. As far as the American negotiators, I really do sympathize with them. I mean, they have a president saying that mean old Canada is taking terrible advantage of the U.S. and running huge trade surpluses with these monstrous tariffs we have, all of which, of course, is completely false. And it's not clear to me how the American negotiators can deliver to Mr. Trump on things that are completely false.
Gordon, is it better to, preemptively give up maybe something around dairy to move this along, or do we need to stand strong right now?
Oh, I don't think in this kind of a negotiation you give up on the main sticking point with your talkative opponent. These are the kind of things that are held until the last moment. And at that point, I think some accommodation can be reached on these various issues. Canada has quite a few of these issues as well. And, the end of the negotiations with goodwill could come very quickly. If, on the other hand, there's a need for a bit of political drama to allow for the American political schedule, brace yourself.
Right. We're all bracing ourselves, Gordon. We really appreciate your time today. Former trade negotiator joining us today. Thank you.
Bye now.